All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
And welcome everybody to the latest episode of Real Talk. I am one of the hosts here, Mr. Bond Chronicles. I got Coach with me, riding high. Coach, how you feeling?
Not riding high. We just did what we expected to do. That's all.
He riding high. He trying to be all shy.
Hey, get the guns ready. We know the shots will be coming soon enough. Yeah.
I ain't hanging. I'm not hanging at all. I almost had to go to the ER room. Almost had like 3 heart attacks. I had to get a triple bypass surgery. You know, I had to make sure that all my organs and everything was still attached. Like, I just couldn't believe that game yesterday. So it's going to be a lot of my feelings being poured out once we get to talking about that game.
Hey, listen, you get a chance to be emotional. I was week 1, so you got your chance tonight.
This is the second time, though. This is twice in the same year that I got to feel this pain.
The Rams just did a quarterback sneak on 2nd and 3. Not sure why. A little odd. But they ran a quarterback sneak on 2nd and 3, and now it's 3rd down.
They ain't knowing about the down the distance. The Tom Brady.
There was some confusion or somebody in the concussion protocol needed to point it out.
He pulled.
I don't know who made that call.
Hey yo, don't start. Don't.
He pulled the Tom Brady.
Don't do it.
And then
what you talking about, Kenny?
I thought y'all was gonna do that Tua thing again. We're not doing that tonight.
Nah.
Well, since you want to bring it
up, no, sir. I'm out.
We ain't gonna talk. We're gonna leave Tua be, man. He's doing fine. He's doing fine. He's recovering fine. They just don't know the timetable of him coming back, which is the right decision for the Dolphins.
A little late.
You want to talk about cautious? Oh, they going to snowball his return at this point.
Oh, he ain't coming back till week 14.
Yeah, that's probably
that organization is a mess, man.
We can agree on that. But yeah, we had an exciting weekend of football. We got Monday Night Football on right now. Just to give people an update, we all picked the Rams. So currently not looking so great. I don't remember picking it. I guess I did, but all right.
You picked them.
Sorry,
don't try to lead us.
Hey, the Rams they start slow. Because they walked down. Who was that? I picked them. Was it Baltimore? Who was that they walked down?
No, it wasn't Baltimore.
I think it was Thursday. It was a Thursday night game too. I just can't remember who they was playing against. And I said that they was going to wind up losing, and they wound up walking them down. I can't remember. But anyway.
Yeah. No, I think they're a good team. I just just don't like what I see. Similar to how I felt about Tampa, and we'll get to that in just a minute.
I think the Rams is missing something, but I just don't know exactly what they're missing. Because it's the same team from last year, but they look a little bit more complete last year.
I think what it is, at least offensively, is they don't know what they are. The first game, Cam Akers got like 1 carry. I had him in fantasy. I remember. And it was like
we always
show up. You got to show up more. Then Henderson got some run. but they're trying. Allen Robinson didn't get like no targets the first like 2 games. Then they went kind of Robinson heavy. Tonight it looks like a Cup and Higbee show. So I think part of it is they just don't know who they are. I think they're trying to still figure it out.
They're trying to integrate all those new pieces because you got to, you think about it. You got Robinson coming in. You got Cam working his way back, coming off that injury. So I think they're just trying to find their rhythm.
So I think that's kind of it. But I hope they get their form. It seemed like Stafford's starting to. There's little stuff here and there about his maintenance, and I don't know. But like I said, we picked them, so I'm good. I'll calculate.
We're walking down the field now, so it looked like they're about to score.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to calculate everybody's total. I'll get that updated at some point. But I did want to go ahead and get to the big game last night. Mahomes and Brady, and this ain't the Mahomes and Brady matchups of the past. Kansas City it wasn't that competitive. They came out on fire, given that they got a fumble on the kickoff, and they really never looked back, to be honest. But my question for you all is, was last night the official passing of the torch from Brady to Mahomes? We'll start with you, Dev.
I want to say yeah, because I think we done seen enough of Brady. I think Brady has reached his cap now. He has nothing left else to show us to say that's going to really solidify him to actually be the GOAT, because he already didn't crown himself the GOAT. We already crowned him as the GOAT, years ago. And now it's just like I was just telling my wife, like, he just padding stats now, in my opinion. I really don't see Brady. I don't see the Bucs winning this year. The team doesn't look together. They all don't look on the same page. It look like Todd Bowles is calling something else, and Brady is trying to run something else. So I think this is it. I think we're not going to see no more out of Brady. Nothing spectacular out of him. I don't think he's going to win another championship. So I think it's now safe to say that it's time for Patrick Mahomes to go ahead and take on the throne, and him sitting on top of it, because there's no other quarterback out there really that can you will want to put out there. I know a lot of people want to put Rodgers, but as we always keep alluding to, Rodgers is only good in the regular season. He has to make it count in the postseason for him to actually be the GOAT. But he can be the GOAT in the regular season. But to answer your question, yeah, I think that is it. I think it's time to pass the throne to Patrick Mahomes now. I think he's going to be the man on top, the quarterback that everybody wants to dethrone and everything else now.
Okay. Kenny, your thoughts?
Yeah. I agree with you, Dev, to an extent, but I think he's got to win another championship. Like, as many numbers as he's putting up and the great things as he's done in the league thus far, he still only has one championship to his name. So I think before we start crowning him as the next guy,
who else has one? In that crowd.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm saying that's what's going to separate him.
I was going to say it's a lot of quarterbacks that got ones, because you still got
that's what
Rodgers that got one, Russ got one,
I'm talking about
Stafford.
Young group. Well, yeah,
I'm talking about in his group. I would say the torch passing would have to be to him, and he's the only one with a ring.
Yeah, I mean that's fair to say. I'm just saying that we got to get it done before we can actually say that the torch has been passed. Because, right now, the way it's looking, of course, all the signs are pointing to it. But he's got to close the deal this year for me before I say that it's definitively his.
Okay. Right now, I got to take him. I saw the game where he beat Josh Allen. I've seen him win the Super Bowl. I've seen what he's doing this year without Tyreek and how they've managed to kind of reinvent themselves on the fly, but still be effective. So for me, I would say that was it. You know, Tom Brady's kind of a history of not shaking hands with people at midfield, and he made sure to shake hands at the end of this game. I'm sure he would love to meet him again, but I just don't know if we're going to get that. So I think for me, it was kind of a microcosm of it. I think, and just in the way the teams are playing, I just think all of it is the shift has happened. The Kobe to LeBron, the Jordan to Kobe, that part. I think obviously equally great in their own rights, but I think it's safe to say this is Mahomes' league. You look at even all the commercials he has, like I think he's just it at this point. And I think last night and the way in which he performed head to head kind of solidified it, at least for me. But we do have tonight, and like I said, I had on here to pick. We all have the Rams here at 7-6. Are you guys watching the game at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So real quick on this.
It ain't Thursday.
You know, ESPN is everywhere.
Right. We got no problems watching this one.
Yeah. You can get that on everybody for free.
Right.
Well, a subscription, I don't know. Or the cable provider. But I guess when you look at, we've seen Arizona, we've seen Geno Smith did it again. Geno Smith,
that's your Hall of Famer. That's your Hall of Famer.
Hey,
he back on that. He back on that Hall of Fame train.
Hey, here's what I'll say. I won't say he's on the Hall of Fame train. What I will say is,
that ain't what you said on week 1.
Seattle's real excited about that trade they made. I think if you polled them today, they might tell you he's better than the guy they traded away. And that to me, I know.
So wait, let me ask you a question on that. So are you saying that this is going to be the guy for Seattle going forward? You don't think that this is just a one-year audition? You think he's going to be the quarterback for the next few years?
I think
here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. If he continues to play like this, which is still relatively inconsistent, but if he has one of these type of games every 2 to 3 games, I think he comes to negotiating table next year and from a position of power, because I haven't seen a ton of great college quarterback play for my liking, and there's not a bunch of vets out there. Sam Darnold and Baker might be on the market.
Forget it. No, thank you.
So if I'm Geno,
oh man, I wish I was sitting at my computer right now, because it's funny how you just threw both of Carolina quarterbacks in there.
I'm just saying, like, that's what you're working with.
You telling me that
so from
next
a
year that
competitor
Carolina
standpoint,
no, you telling me that next year Carolina
they'll stay there. If I'm Carolina and Geno's free and he keep playing like this, they might got to pick up the phone. Like,
so do you waste that trade that you gave up Baker?
What's
so
that?
do you waste that trade they did for Baker?
Well, they didn't give up much for him, so it really was just
they didn't even have to pay a lot of the salary,
calculated risk. Yeah.
All right, so the washing machine that you trade for Baker. So the washing machine that you trade for Baker. Are you mad about that washing machine now, or?
No, I mean you did what you thought was best, but nobody here thought Carolina was going to do anything anyway. So you take the risk. You got 2 quarterbacks. You'll let them go at the end of the year. That'll free about $30 million, maybe probably more than that, like $35 million, close to 40. So now you got money to go shopping a little bit. If McCaffrey make it through this year, you know they're gonna fire the coach. You're gonna have a new coach coming in. You know?
Hold on. Are you giving us the inside scoop? Are you GMing for the Panthers this year? Like, what's up? What you trying to tell us?
Have you seen the Panthers play?
I don't pay attention no more because now I got to the point that They are also the team.
Slight invested interest in Baker and McCaffrey. I watch, and they're not good. And they've been in a lot of games. They've been competitive, but those competitive losses get you fired. And Debo! He's gone. He ran over J. Ram. Debo! Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were watching that exhibition by Debo Samuel. If you have him in fantasy, you have about an 80-yard touchdown reception.
Your fantasy points just went sky high.
Like 80, but it was only 57.
I do. Thank you, Debo.
He struck J. Ram in the open field.
Like, you know what? You want to know what's so messed up about this whole thing? We all rooted for the Rams, right? But we all were just sitting here cheering for Debo going down this sideline.
Because fantasy trumps all.
I don't even think I have a vested interest. I just enjoy.
Me either. It's all about fantasy for this game.
Man, boy, y'all, something else when it comes to this fantasy football.
I might need to shut up. I might be playing.
Hey, Dad, I'm telling you, man. Fantasy changes everything because it makes you watch games for different reasons. It's really about watching your players.
Gambling is the same way. It's a similar thing. Like,
see that,
I was caring about Korean basketball at one point. Like certain stuff, if you got an interest in it.
Do we need to have a talk offline, Ray?
No. I'm reformed.
Man, don't need an intervention.
That's what I'm saying. This man watching Korean basketball.
Yeah.
First of all, Debo.
Overseas basketball is where it's at. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's entertaining.
They say
the FanDuel app to watch the games.
They say overseas basketball is more physical than American basketball.
Some of it, it's just dumb basketball. It's a different brand of basketball, but some of the stuff they do is just not smart. But it's like the way they play, so it's entertaining. It definitely is entertaining.
I seen this one overseas bad. I don't know where they was at. I don't know if they was like India or somewhere, but they had this one. I'm gonna try to find it on Instagram again. But the way they played man on man defense is that they will lock you up on a pole. Like it was a pole near you, they will lock you up, press you up on a pole so you can't move no more. And that's their way of playing defense.
Wow.
I was like,
cage?
You would have thought they were playing in the cage.
I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
Man.
No, I'm gonna find it on Instagram because when I seen it, I was like, hold on.
That's jail ball for real.
That's beyond jail ball.
I think I'm good on that.
Oh, yeah, really. That's funny.
Actually, I have no Debo has no fantasy impact. I don't really have any fantasy impact in any of this game. I got Akers in like
I got Debo in one of my
leagues.
I actually just traded for for Stafford too, but I didn't start him this week.
So Debo mossed somebody,
what?
And he ran over.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying ran over. Yeah, I'm not. I just saw the replay. He just sidestepped.
What you call that?
He sidestepped him. You got to watch it again. He didn't run.
You know what I call? You know what I call that, Ray? You know what I call that, Ray?
He ran right through that tackle.
Ramsey made a
but he didn't run him over.
Business decision.
He ran out of the tackle. He didn't run him over. Not to me.
Okay, we get him the man. That was head up 1-on-1 for a touchdown, and he left you out there looking bad.
So he definitely missed the tackle. I'm just saying, I don't think he trucked him. He definitely
he made a business decision. He made a Deion Sanders decision.
That was contact. Deion would have made the tackle.
No, Deion wouldn't.
Deion said he ain't doing no
tackling.
He ain't tackling humans. He tackled his mother Bill.
Pull up the tape. Deion would have made that open field
early in his career. Later on, when he got to Dallas and San Francisco, he was making business decisions.
Well, in this case, Debo might have been on his team. So either way, we're gonna keep it moving. To the picks. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not have the updated standings for everybody except one person. That's Dev.
Dang.
That's cold-blooded.
Dang. I think he did that on purpose.
Right.
I think he did that on purpose.
Last and first.
Quiet as kept. Dev, you had a winning week. You are now 9-15. So a winning week turned it around. And at some point, one of y'all going out, finish calculating the other two before we get out of here. But again, we all got the Rams tonight.
I know I missed a couple of them.
I think we all were. I think we're all above 500 this
Tampa.
Week, right?
I had Tampa. I know that I missed.
You had New Orleans.
New Orleans. I'm done with them too.
Told you. I told you. Chew you up out of that, man.
I'm out.
Had Cleveland. We had Cleveland too. And then
I thought I picked Atlanta. I ain't pick Atlanta.
You had Tampa. No. By me and Kenny.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a few wrong.
You had Atlanta.
I skated away with that.
Actually, I can do it real quick. Let me see, because you got Kenny got the Monday night right, so that was one. New Orleans was wrong, so it was 1-1.
Thursday night.
Thursday, my bad.
He don't know his days of the week, y'all. Just forgive him.
Man, trying to keep up with all this.
The man. Listen, the man took a tough loss yesterday.
5-2.
I understand.
Vegas won 6-2, 6-3. So Kenny is 6-3 for the week right now.
Okay.
Kenny's 6-3 for the week.
That ain't bad.
13. He's above 500 for the year. He's 13-12.
Let's go.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Thursday, I'm gonna do my studies. I'm gonna study this Thursday. I'll make sure it's gonna be my first week. I get a Thursday night game right.
Is it? You think so?
I hope so. That's gonna start my week off right, because I ain't won a Thursday night game yet.
All right. Well, we're gonna see. And then I had Cincy right. So it's 1, Vikes 2-0, 2-1, 3-1 at Dallas. I missed Chicago 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2. I went 7-2 currently.
What you get wrong? Which ones you got wrong?
I missed Chicago over the Giants, and I missed.
I think everybody missed that one.
No, I picked the Giants on that one. I got that one.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's when I said I thought your wife was holding you hostage.
Yeah.
The biggest differentiator looks like is last night.
They barely won it. They don't have a quarterback. I don't know who they're going to play quarterback next week.
I don't know. They got Danny Dimes playing. They got Danny Dimes playing running back now. So him and Saquon will be splitting carries now.
So speaking of Saquon,
Ray. Ray. Hey, Ray, that's for you. That's for you, Ray. Tell him about the boom boom room.
Remember, I said it. I said it. That man is going for a bag.
I did hear you.
That means he wasn't listening.
I will say this. He's performed well. I've never had any doubts on if he could perform. It was how long would he perform good? And
that's fair.
I stand on that. It's a great start. Him, Derrick Henry, McCaffrey, all of them are starting the year.
They is beating Stafford tail,
right now.
He's gonna have to go drink some. He's gonna have to drink some of that Michael.
Coming, brother.
But it's like untouched. Like you
got to give D'Amico Ryan credit. He's got a great scheme going right now.
That's what I said. He didn't
His
see
defense
it.
is flying.
Seeing it happen.
Yeah.
And John, I don't know if it'll happen this quick, but you might be.
He's on his way. Yeah, he's on his way. That team is a mess.
Mm-hmm. And for what it's worth, you can't even be mad at the Baker trade, Dev, because Darnold's hurt, and he's not going. It's 4 weeks. He's off IR, and he still ain't coming back. So you needed another quarterback anyway.
Donald was like the bottom of the list of quarterbacks, so we ain't expect him to show up anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much 2 busts on the same team.
Oh,
man.
It's
dang,
just reality.
Bro. Where is the guns at when you need them?
Just to give everybody an update, and I apologize, I had the numbers wrong. Dev, you're 10-15. Kenny, you are 13-12, and I am 18-17. Racetrack.
So we're all just barely.
I mean, I'm
barely over 500.
Well, Steph was great, right?
18-7.
18-7. Oh, okay. Oh no, you're cooking. I thought you said 18-17.
Yeah, okay. And I need the Rams want to get their life.
Don't get comfortable. Only 5 games
back.
It
won't. But here's the thing, because I'm objective. I do things like pick Dallas because I knew we lose, and we'll get to that in a minute.
You were just
I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say, but let's keep it moving. So we got to put out the way. We're going to start a little north of Washington, and do we need to start calling for Harbaugh's job? 4th and goal, or not? We keep throwing the ball on the 1 on 4th downs and stuff now. Like what, Dev? What's going on in Baltimore? These historic collapses of epic proportions. It's just perplexing to the mind. It's just boggling.
Man, first of all, when did you become T.I. of the show? I just want to know that.
It was a lot of $50 words in there. You right there.
Yeah, boy, golly, I almost had to bring out Webster real quick.
He's trying to bring our audience's education level up. That's all. Google some of those things if you don't know those words. But Dad, please, let's focus here on the Ravens.
Let me get my close up on this one because
let them cook.
I wish I could have like the little memes or the little crying face, because that's what I need right now. Because I can tell you right now that the Ravens. Let's start with John H. John Harbaugh. I'm not calling for your job right now because I believe you still one hell of a coach. But at times, I believe that you are letting these analytics get to your head. And some of these analytics are just stupid, especially when you got the best kicker that NFL have ever been graced on this earth with. So you telling me that I understand our defense is trash. Yes, and Kenny, you was right. That was the reason why you said you went against Baltimore
barely.
And it is like, if you know that your defense is trash, why would you put yourself in a predicament of going for 2 or going on 4 for 1, anything in that nature, and not just take the points? You got Lamar out here playing backyard football, all because he's trying to make magic happen every week. Every week, that magic is not going to happen. You can see magicians do not do shows every day. It's because the magic show is not all that good after a while, after you keep seeing it over and over. You have to save some of that magic. Some of that backyard football that Lamar is out here trying to save us. Because it's a shame that we are saying that he's trying to save us so early in the season. Like, this man should not be trying to save us so early. So why are you putting that man in a predicament to save us so early? Secondly, you're making it very, very hard for the Ravens to even try to come up with another BS contract for Lamar, because Lamar is still out here with all this stuff that's going on. He's still out here balling. He's still out here showing that the Ravens offense ain't going to be nothing without him. Secondly, why can't we not score in the second half? We be throwing 20-something points up in the first half. We can blow any team out in the first half. But when it comes to the second half, we cannot put up no points. Now, this is where I call out Greg Roman, because this is not the first year Greg Roman did this to us. It's not going to be the second year that Greg Roman did this to us. This is going to be the third year that Greg Roman has always throw up points or throw up all these good offense in the first half, but can't do nothing in the second half. You don't win the game in the first half. You win the game of all 4 quarters. So it's just a lot. That defensive coordinator, Doug, This is not Michigan. That cover 2 defense is going to keep getting burnt every time. Every time. It's starting to be put back here. It doesn't matter if you have speedy receivers or not. As long as you have a receiver out there, it seems like these receivers is going to have career day against Baltimore. And it's a shame because we got Peters back there, who's an all-pro corner. We got Marlon Humphrey, we call all-pro Marlo. We got Chuck Clark, who's a great safety, or a good safety. We got Marcus Williams, who we gave up a 5-year contract, is a good safety. We got all these good key pieces, but it seems like we just can't put it together.
Draft the young guy, the safety from Notre Dame too, right?
Yeah, and Kyle Hamilton. We got all the key pieces that you would think, except for the edge rusher. That's the only thing Baltimore lacking is edge rusher. If we have an edge rusher, I think Baltimore defense will have all the tools it needs to be a number 1 defense. But it's coaching. It's bad coaching. It's bad preparation. It's bad execution. And you just out here throwing Lamar out here into a circus and having him do miracle plays, and like I said, it's the beginning of the season. I'm not calling for John Harbaugh, but John Harbaugh, you got to do way better decisions coming up on these next couple of games, man. Because we got division games ready come up for Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh ready coming to town, and all this other stuff. And if we can't win a division, we ain't gonna win our conference. Plain and simple.
But let me ask you, but Dev, though, as you know, questionable, quote unquote, questionable, we thought the secondary was going to be, they pretty much held down Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, we held
him off like that.
But that's the thing about it was, you can take Stephon. It wasn't Stephon Diggs that was going to kill us. It was always going to be Josh Allen. If Josh Allen can make these great precise throws that he did in a couple of drives, you couldn't get Josh Allen off a 3rd down because Josh Allen was looking like looking like Lamar Jackson out here with all these big runs. Lamar Jackson didn't get a 20-yard run yesterday, but Josh Allen did. So it just like little things in the breakdown, just like Patrick Queen. He's a good blitzing linebacker, but he can't cover a tight end to save his life or a running back. So it's just like the little things that we gonna have to brush up on. And it's just basic things, pretty much. It's gonna have to be better decision. Like I said, I believe that Justin Tucker can win us these games. He gave us a 66-yarder last year. Why do you don't trust his leg this year?
That's fair. Kenny, your thoughts on what's going on in Baltimore with, obviously not being able to close out some of these games?
Yeah, I think that it's really just showing us that all of the questions that we had in terms of the offensive firepower, we've been asking for, I don't know how many years now. When are you going to really put some offensive talent around, Lamar Jackson? Besides Mark Andrews, who, Duvernay has been a pleasant surprise, but we've been looking for a number one receiver option for Lamar Jackson for, I would say, at least the last 2 or 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. And it just hasn't been. So you're like trying to piecemeal offense, and that's just hard. You can't win in this league without talent. I don't care how great a coach you are. I don't care how great a scheme you are. You need talent to win in this league. And I just think that the lack of offensive weapons on the offensive side is just, to Dale's point, they could start out fast and get going in the first half, but eventually that offense is going to bog down at some point. And I think that's what's happening right now, is that, they can start, but they can't finish. They can't sustain drives. They can't finish off games. So I just think that the lack of talent is what's the biggest problem right now with the Baltimore Ravens.
And you want to know another thing too? It's like Greg Roman is trying to run an Andy Reid type offense. You're trying to move so many pieces around in motion, and after a while, Greg Roman runs the same play over and over. So you like, hold on. I just seen Pat Ricard that's going motion this way. This look like the same play that they ran in the first half that we was getting blown out on versus Andy Reid, he's not gonna have Travis Kelce run that same motion in the second half. He might have Valdez Scantling or the backup tight end or Juju Smith-Schuster run that motion that Travis Kelce ran that motion with what he did in the first half.
The different personnel groupings,
yeah. At least Andy Reid would keep you guessing. Greg Roman, we're going to send Mark Andrews. Oh yeah, we're going to send Pat Ricard. Well, we're going to keep sending the same people over and over. And it's like after a while, like the first half, we were like, oh, we caught on to it. You ran it 3 times in the first half. What you going to do? Run it 3 more times in the second half now?
Yeah, I obviously I got a chance to see it just because of where I'm located in. I guess here's the other question, and you know me, when I see an opening, I'm gonna run right through it. So Baltimore decided in this offseason not to pay Lamar Jackson. I think we all agreed on talent, on MVP, he deserves to be paid a lot. I think everybody's concern is how will he perform in big games and in big moments. And as much as we blame John Harbaugh, as much as we want to blame the defense, the offense still does get the ball. And if you're going to criticize and say they haven't put enough talent around them, they haven't done this, they haven't done that, then why have they been up in all these games? So you don't get to say, oh, great, the offense was ticking and Lamar is amazing when he's doing great with the offense. But then when it bogs down, is it the play calling's fault? Is it Lamar's fault? All I know is Lamar threw that.
It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand.
But
yeah, everybody got to take some accountability.
If you want to be the highest paid player in the NFL, I should be able to put the ball in your hands on 4th down, and you should be able to do better than that. Like at some point, I'm paying you. If you want to be paid as that dude, then when that other team starts running at us in the second half and we need a play to be made, I think you got to make that play. I watched Pat Mahomes make a bunch of plays last night when Tampa tried to keep it going. A bunch of 3rd down conversions to keep drives going. Josh Allen did the same thing. For what it's worth, Zach Wilson did the same thing. We'll get to him in a minute. Like, that's when I really need you to ball out. And I feel like consistently, and we're seeing it again this season, and yeah, they haven't put a lot of talent around him. But if I'm a top-tier wide receiver, I don't want to go there because of him. Like, I'm not signing up for that.
I don't know
because the offense is catered to him, which is a
I'm not gonna say it's fully Lamar. You gotta also kind of put that into the Greg Roman thing too, because you gotta also think back in his San Francisco days. Other than Michael Crabtree, who was San Francisco top wide receivers during that time?
That's fair.
You know, they only had Vontae Davis, Michael Crabtree, Frank Gore, Colin Kaepernick.
It's not really Davis for a little bit, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they ain't. I'm not gonna say it. I think Greg Roman is not using his wide receivers. I don't think he uses. I don't think he know how to use his wide receiver effectively enough. And it will ball.
Dev, real quick, I want to answer to that. So you're saying he don't know how to use his receivers. If that is true, then why the heck did we put the ball in Lamar's hand on 4th down?
See, and then that's why I say I go back and forth with. I still believe in Justin Tucker. You know what I mean? If
we agree that they should have kicked the field goal, but at the same time, I don't. If you that dude, I'm going to win the game. I agree you kicked the field goal, but that was a disaster.
But I believe
shouldn't have. And if you're saying it's Greg Roman and the receivers, well, when I put you in a clutch moment and I asked you to make a quarterback throw, not a gimmicky play, that's what you put up. And in the last,
that play though, that play was doomed for the start.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the offensive line broke down. Secondly,
that shouldn't matter to him, not really.
Yeah, dude.
So now you got to make a guy miss and then still make a play.
Yes,
I think
that's why I'm paying. That's why we pay you that money.
But who okay, so
we saw I would counter with Mahomes ball on third down and Juju with people draped all over him. He made a play.
He did, but what I would counter with that is that besides Mark Andrews, who are you going to trust to make a play on that for those skill position guys for the Ravens?
Whoever I was throwing to when we scored the 30 points we scored, I'm going to one of them.
There's difference between the first half and crunch time.
I agree. But somebody was catching the ball. They can catch.
Right. But big time players make big time plays in big time moments.
And give them a chance. And you didn't even give him a chance.
I mean, he put it up there. It was definitely it was a 50-50 ball. It wasn't like the ball didn't have a chance. It was two guys that was going for that ball. Somebody had a chance to make a play.
But I think if the offensive line didn't break down so quick too, he would have been able to hit Duvernay on one of them on one of those interceptions.
Because the guy came free right in his face.
He did. And for me, if that was Tom Brady, I expect Tom Brady to just duck and cover. For Lamar, for Kyler, for some of them, I expect the play to be made. And
man, he already made a fantastic play earlier in the week. Ducked Von Miller sack and Duvernay had to come up with that amazing catch.
Game didn't end after that play.
Yeah, that is true, but it's like how much more of spectacular plays that you can kind of ask for from an offensive line that ain't really showing you that much love because
I'm watching somebody in this very same division figure it out with a pretty bad offensive line.
Fair enough.
Joe.
Fair enough.
Now he got talent. Now he definitely got way more talent.
Right.
I'm going to say he got three wide receivers. He got 3 wide receivers. He got a tight end, and he got a running back that can come out the backfield.
You don't got to hold it but 3 seconds.
He had to figure it out because you can have all that, but we saw what it looked like when that offensive line couldn't hold water. So he's figuring it out. Is my point. Now it's a lot easier when you got talent, but that's Lamar's point. You got to figure it out with the talent you got. If you're saying this is where I want to be, you know what the talent is at this point. You know what the offense is going to be. So if you sign up for that and you're saying this is where I want to be, you got to figure it out.
I believe he will figure it out, though. I just think it's going to have to – most definitely is going to come down to Lamar's hands. That's what it's going to have to come down to this season. It's kind of painting a picture of that already because other than Mark Andrews right now, Duvernay is showing little spurts here and there. But other than Mark Andrews, there's nobody else really stepped up yet.
I can't argue.
I think it's going to have to be a meeting of the minds. Like they're going to have to make some adjustments. You know, Greg Roman's going to have to make some adjustments. Lamar's going to have to make some adjustments. They're going to have to come together and figure out a way, to your point, Ray, to use the weapons that you have and put them in the best positions to be successful.
We agree on that. And we're back at a halftime. San Fran up 14-6. They get the ball.
Okay. Let's go Kittles. Another one of my players.
Lee, you just got the whole San Francisco, don't you?
No, there's 2 leagues. One league I got Kittles. Another league I got.
Batty is the running back that we had during the preseason. I think he's on our practice squad, Damien.
Oh, Jimmy G with the escape.
But then what would you? Yeah, but you got J.K. Dobbins. Like it's gonna be. You got. I'm
gonna say J.K. looked good yesterday. Other than it looked like they was trying to shut him down at one point, but Justice Hill got hurt, so they kept on Dobbins back out there. And then it's a report that Gus Edwards is gonna be practicing with us this week too.
Okay.
So hopefully we can get him some spot minutes and get him rolling by at least week 6.
Okay. We gonna see. But it is time.
he swigged that water just look
just in time, huh?
My man put that water up. I said, oh, it's my time to shine. Hold on.
What you say? It's time.
You put my suit and tie on for this one.
Commanders.
Let me clear my throat.
And a game that was, I guess, I'll say it was more competitive than I thought in some ways.
More than it should have been.
Let me first get this out. I don't understand what y'all are doing with defense. Y'all saw what Micah did in week 1. Saw what Micah did in week 2. I don't know why y'all keep dropping that man in coverage.
Because he went on that interview. That's why.
I'm glad. I thank God. Because that's why I picked against us. I thought he was going to take Carson's head off, but he didn't. And then D-Law didn't really have much of a game. Carson's just trash, so that's what he does. But I don't know what y'all doing, and I'm glad y'all didn't do it, but I don't get it. But I was impressed by some of the things I saw. Diggs he played
Washington?
great. There was some good in Washington. Diggs played really well. I thought he was really important. I think we'll talk about this in a little bit.
Shut McLaurin down. One catch for 6 yards. Is that the stat line?
So I'm guessing that you watched.
That's not the state fact.
Did you watch the game?
Of course.
Because Terry ran past Diggs like 4 times. Now, Diggs made some great plays to catch up, but he got ran past like 4 times. But our quarterback doesn't seem to know how to drop the ball in. Throws it too much on the line. Not important. Stats are stats. You want to say lock them up, have at it. But he got beat.
So did Wentz finish the game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
No, I thought y'all might have threw in Tyler Heineke by now.
We're committed to
I think the countdown is on.
I don't get it. I don't know why we traded for him. I've never seen it up close. I feel like this is going to be a weekly thing. Like, through the first we're 4 weeks.
Man said lost for words.
Yeah. Remember what happened to all those TI big words you were throwing at me?
the first 2 games of the year, Carson Wentz was top 5 in passing.
What a difference in topic makes.
He was top 5 in passing yards.
My man
in
was
the last 2 first halves.
Super casting, acid roast and all that words, and now you just man, brain aneurysm, brain freeze.
Baffling. I don't understand it. I just don't get it.
You rubbing the forehead.
You can't throw the ball.
The man is broken, Dev. Leave him alone. He's broken.
Hey Ray. That face expression that you making, that's how I felt yesterday. That's exactly how I felt.
Like, how can you not throw for 50 yards and a half? Like in back-to-back weeks. It just, and we're running. The thing is, we can run the ball good. We're actually running the ball well.
They did run the ball well. I'll give you that.
And you still can't throw the ball. Like it's something to watch. It is something to watch. I know I can see why they built the shrine for Nick Foles, and I cannot imagine having to be a receiver for that guy. Like that has to be miserable. Cooper Kupp just turned somebody all the way around. But that's really it. Dallas, y'all got some questions at quarterback. Y'all got to figure out, but we'll get to that later. But the better team won, and to your point, it could have been worse, to be perfectly honest. But I'm glad it wasn't. Kenny, the floor is now yours. I'm out the way.
It's not much to say. I mean, just another week, another team beat by the backup quarterback. Cooper Kupp was Cooper Kupp. Cooper Rush. He got the job done. But I think we left a lot of points on the field in the first half. We settled for a lot of field goals in the first half. So it actually could have been worse if we
y'all kick field goals.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
At least y'all kick field goals.
Yeah, we actually got a kicker this year that actually is reliable. Greg DeLeg last year was a disaster. So Brett Maher has been a revelation or a godsend in terms of being a reliable kicker so far for us this year. But I will say that the running game. I'm gonna give you guys credit for this, Ray. Your defensive line is really good, and that's without Chase Young. Like we had our running game, you guys shut down our running game. We really got nothing out of the running game yesterday. So the secondary, not so much. But your defensive line is really good.
Jackson, long day, real long day. Gotta stop grabbing. But that was my one thing. He was blatantly grabbing. Like he's not good at hiding his grab.
That's what I'm saying. Like you had to make those calls.
But Diggs grabs a lot. Every time Terry ran past him, he put his hands on him, and that's illegal contact.
He's more discreet with it though. Like he'll hit him on the hip. This guy's grabbing up on the shoulder. Yeah.
My man said it ain't a call unless you get the flag.
and that was the thing. But it was a lot of them. Terry kept running posts and corners, and he would get past him, but he kept bumping him. And then he would catch up for whatever reason because usually it was a sideline. And he made some great plays, but those should have been flags. I forget the stats. At one point, y'all who were the most penalized team last year and came into this year with a bunch of penalties, I think y'all had like 3. Matt Stafford, who the heck are you throwing to? Y'all had like 3 penalties, and we had like 12. And we're pretty disciplined. So the number, and then
that's for sure.
We had a bunch of illegal contacts on third downs. Like it was just that, and it was coaching. So as much as we talked about John Harbaugh, and I kind of alluded to it here, Ron Rivera is not it. Like I get he's a sentimental story and all, but he ain't it. The scheme, we're coming out dead. We're not executing offensively. And I know he's more of a defensive coach, but the team's not motivated. We're not playing right. We're not making plays. Like it's they're not responding. Like that, you got to get up for that kind of game. And we came out looking.
You think that was the reason why Carolina got rid of him?
I think it did run
time was just up. Yeah. I think his effectiveness. Yeah, lost his voice.
And I think we're getting that kind. I will say, Payne and Allen. I hope we can keep them for the long term because they're all right. Sweat has kind of
and you going to have to give up one. Got something.
But I think the issue with Chase
I think y'all going to wind up losing one, though. Y'all going to lose one of them.
Mm-hmm. Because you guys are known for not playing.
He just paid one of them. I think.
Was it Sweat?
Allen just got paid.
Okay.
Allen and Sweat, I think, have gotten paid. Payne might be up. One of them is up.
And then you still got Chase Young on his rookie deal.
Okay. So you might be able to keep them together for at least 3 to 4 more years.
A couple
maybe.
years with that. Yeah.
Quiet as kept. If we can flip Chase, I'd be open to that. He's super talented, but he don't really like to play in the scheme, and he be getting out of position sometimes. At least back when he was playing, he could have evolved past that. But we got a bunch, so we got to figure out how we're gonna rotate all of them. And there's a couple more like that are lesser names, but they solid too.
I was going to say, if the Rams didn't get this first down, why would you do a quarterback sneak in the first half when it was like 3rd and 4, but you go do a long run on this 4th and 1?
These genius coaches, man.
It's like, hold on, I'm confused. Is the quarterback sneak another weapon or something that we don't know nothing about? Like, oh no, that was a little weird.
OBJ. It's not OBJ, Damon. They brought in the safety. Who's your guy, Ray, that y'all guys had last that y'all signed from the Giants? Yes, they brought Landon Collins in.
No, he can't cover. So
I was gonna say OBJ. I seen he was because he's open to going back to New York.
He's open to it.
Maybe that's what you're talking about, Damon.
I was gonna say I remember he was in an article or something, or he was in something, and they had asked him will he return to New York, and he said he's open to going back to New York because he always wanted to win a championship with the Giants.
Well, that roster's not winning a championship.
I was about to say.
I didn't say that roster was winning a championship.
If he wants,
they got to find a quarterback first. They can't even think about a wide receiver right now. They got to find who's going to play quarterback next week.
Correct.
Shoot,
and they got to figure out what to do with Kenny Galladay because that's a paperweight.
That's been a bust.
I seen somebody posted saying that can somebody give Matt Stafford his flowers for making Kenny Galladay elite receiver? That had me crying. I said, dang.
He got his name. Him and Gold got both of them paid.
You know what they say is truth in every joke.
Yeah, because Kenny Galladay haven't been the same since without Matthew Stafford.
Hasn't.
So. But yeah, Damien, that's kind of the next part of this is Dallas is 3-1. Ain't lost since there's been a new quarterback. Jerry said he would love for this situation to present itself. My question is, if you look at Dak's recent history, his increasing injury history, his cap number, we talked about teams being quarterback needy. What a second down. What are the chances, Kenny, that Dak and Zeke will be back next year in a Dallas uniform?
100% for Dak. I think Zeke is going to have to take a pay cut for sure. Because you just not, when you don't, and we know this in the NFL, when you're not playing up to your contract, you're taking a pay cut. When you're outplaying your contract, then you're going to have to fight to get your money. But you're never going to have a problem with them taking your money. So, you know what I'm saying? So this is going to be, you're definitely going to see Zeke either do a restructured contract or he won't be back because, Pollard is definitely showing that he's the change of pace as well as the more explosive back of the two. Where Zeke has been more of the pounder and the between the tackles guy. So, man, Matt Stafford just missed on that part. That could have been a touchdown.
But these 49ers are getting some free runners at Matt Stafford.
The pressure, man. Pressure bust pipes. Pressure bust pipes. He's been throwing off his back foot the whole night.
At least pretty much this whole second half, I can tell you that.
Yeah, so, but no, I think that I don't think there's any question that Dak is going to be back next year. It's just too much money. And, give credit to Cooper Rush, but it's not like we are, setting the world on fire offensively. let's keep this in perspective. The guy's not exactly. He's doing his job. Like he's coming as a backup.
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from him. He's made some plays, and it was a big drive in the second half. He had a couple of big throws in the second half on some big drives to close the game out. So I give him credit, and he's done his job. But there's no question that he's not. We haven't seen him so far. He's pretty much played with the lead the entire time that he's been so far this season. We haven't had to play from behind. We haven't seen this guy lead us. Down a 2-score deficit. Oh my goodness, that was a pick. Down a 2-score deficit.
On every single throw in the red zone. Weren't even close.
Man, he's making me really rethink this trade I just made for him. Thank God I got Michael Evans in the deal, but that's another story for another day. But I just think that he's going. Cooper Rush is doing his job, but I don't think that there's any question that when Dak comes back, he's going to be the starting quarterback, and he's going to be back next year. Ezekiel Elliott, not so much. You're going to have to do a restructure, my man. You're going to have to get some of that money back.
Damon don't like none of our quarterbacks.
I mean,
he don't like Dak. He don't like Lamar.
Yeah, come on. Cooper Rush making him look like a backup quarterback. Come on. You got to relax.
Kenny, are you watching the games?
You got to relax, man. Who did we beat?
The Bengals?
That was a solid one. The Giants? Washington?
Giants were 2-1.
Giants
were 2-1. They were 2.
They're 3-1. They did.
That's a good win. 3-1 is 3-1. I don't care how you cut it. 3-1 is 3-1. Y'all beat.
We just said we don't believe in Danny Dimes, but now we're gonna talk about like the Giants, like they're this world beater. They was running Wildcat yesterday.
Danny Dimes to win a Super Bowl? No, but Danny Dimes to win some games with that team with the healthy Saquon and that defense, they're figuring it out.
Giants' backup quarterback?
Tyron Tilley, he got hurt too.
He got hurt.
Look, he got a concussion.
Shortly thereafter, him and Brian Hoyer banged on him early.
Yeah, I seen Brian Hoyer got out there early. I went to go use the bathroom. I came back. He was gone. I said, "Dad, did he take a bathroom break?"
Hey, that's another subject, though. We got to talk about this concussion issue, man, because it's getting bad.
I thought they were supposed to have better helmets.
But I mean, the protocol is getting bad. They're not even spotting guys.
They're not wearing the turtle shell in games. That's what it is. They making all these new helmets. That's why they gave them turtle shells during practice. So they was like, hold on, we don't trust these helmets yet. So let's put the turtle shells on them real quick. And now you see that we ain't heard about no concussions in practice or do off season. We ain't get concussions until week 1.
And we getting mad quarterback concussions. Like this is
because quarterbacks don't get touched in practice, so you know what I mean. So now they getting roughed up now. Speaking of roughed up, did y'all be so happy to see that Josh Allen?
Come on, man.
Kenny sound like somebody fall.
Come on, man. What are we doing here? This guy won 3 games. Now he's going to take us to the NFC Championship?
Yo told that man, go to sleep.
Come on, man.
I don't even know where I was getting ready to go at.
Go get some cookies and milk, man. Go to sleep.
I was on the backup quarterback comment, but that's a big jump there.
Don't tell that man to go to sleep.
Come on, man.
All right, we're just gonna keep moving. So yesterday we got balls out. I think San Francisco got the kickoff fumble back.
Yeah, they got it back.
Yeah, they got it back.
But the AFC is pretty competitive. So what you gentlemen and I will have the pleasure of is we're going to rank from best to worst. The Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Miami Dolphins. Dev, I'll start with you. Who do you have as worst to first or best to worst? Let us know which order you're going in, and we will discuss.
This is gonna be a tough one, but I'm gonna start with first to worst. We're gonna start off with Kansas City. Kansas City is most definitely showing a lot. No, showing first to worst. First.
Okay, you got
the
Kansas
worst.
City number one.
The Kansas City is my number one team. Because they surprised the heck out of me this year. They still throwing up points. The offense don't look too bad. And you got a number one quarterback. You got probably the best quarterback in the league, arguably one of the best tight ends in the league. They got two stout runners.
Yes,
I don't know who his number 10 is. I think his name Pascal's or Michelle something. He runs and he having Edwards Hilaire looking over his shoulder in that running back position. But for them to have a two-headed monster in that running back position helps the Chiefs out a lot. So that's why I put them as number one. Number two would be the Bills for me. I still believe they are the most complete team. I still believe that they're going to be the team that's going to outlast. Maybe I got to see. I think it's going to be Kansas City and Buffalo. It's going to come down in that AFC Championship shootout again.
Mm-hmm.
And Miami, only reason why, because I still need to see more out of Miami. I understand, like, in this sample size, Miami did open up my eyes a little bit. They was able to throw up points. They was able to answer some questions about Tua, and answer some questions about that rookie head coach. And everything is checking off so far, but I still need to see a little bit more body of work from Miami now that they got injuries now. And then Tua is not going to be there, and Bridgewater is going to be their quarterback for the next couple of weeks. I want to see how that offense still going to be the same as when Tua was in. And if that offense is still the same, then maybe the next time we had this conversation, there might be a different order. But right now, I got Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami.
Okay. Kenny, who you got?
I'm going to do a slight change. And I got Buffalo 1. I picked them. That was my pick to win the Super Bowl when we made our picks early in the season, before the season started. So I'm going to stick with it. I will say I'm still, it's still a question. The only question I have in terms of Buffalo is that running game. I just think, we got questions in terms of them finding balance there. And, when Josh Allen is your best runner, that's always going to, be a cause of concern. But just offensively and just the weaponry in terms of how explosive they can be. And then also defensively, the way, you got a guy that can change a game in terms of coming off the edge, and Von Miller that you bring into the fold. And, I just think that they have
Debo is a man amongst boys out here.
They have everything that they need to go up against Kansas City. And I think the other thing is that I got Kansas City number 2, and I think the thing that I'm still not sure. I give them credit that I think they're better defensively than they were last year. But while we said that game wasn't really competitive, Tampa did make a run in the second half to kind of make that game interesting. Mm-hmm. So and they did start moving the ball. And Michael Evans had a huge game last night. So I still have some questions on the defensive side with Kansas City. And then the other thing for me is that if you take away Travis Kelce, I'm not quite sure if I'm believing in Juju Smith-Schuster and Valdez-Scantling to make a play on the outside. If you're choosing to basically roll your coverage to Travis Kelce and dare those guys to beat you, I'm not sure they can get it done along with the likes of what's my guy, the third receiver that moved up. I can't think of his name right now. His name is escaping. Speed guy. Yeah, Mecole Hardman. Yeah, so I'm not sure those guys. I think those guys are more the sum of their parts than they are individually, game changers. So that's the only thing that I might have questions about, but they seem to be figuring it out. And to Dev's point, that running game, that two-headed monster that they have is really strong. So you could definitely make a case that Kansas City is number one, but I'm just going with to see if my pick is going to be right. I'm giving Buffalo a slight edge. And then Miami is number 3, especially now they got these questions about Tua. Who knows when he's going to be back? And I just don't. I'm not sure if they can sustain this hot start because it's one of those things where I just don't believe in the culture and I don't believe in that organization. I just don't like something's not right there. So I was not sure if they can sustain this quick start. So I'm not a believer yet in that.
Quick question about Miami for the both of y'all. If Miami was to so happen going to downslide without Tua, does this help Tua? Does this show that Tua is the most important part now? That maybe Tua is the offense?
If they do struggle without him, I think that does help his case. But then on the other hand, if Teddy Bridgewater comes in and is able to keep them afloat, then that definitely hurts his cause. So it could go either way.
Okay.
I would agree. Obviously, if he's able to come back after that and perform well, should they slide, I think he can almost set his price at that point. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But no,
all right. So part 2 of the question: what if Tua comes back? All right. What if Miami stay in the coast? They stay in the fight in this AFC, and Tua comes back, but Miami place starts to fall. Are we going to blame that on Tua, or are we going to blame that on the organization? Because the organization should have kept Teddy Bridgewater the hot hand, or should they went ahead and go win back? Who fault would that be if Miami was to stay a coast now with Teddy Bridgewater and Tua comes in and Miami starts sliding? Then what? How the conversation would be then? Because he started off hot, and I'm just saying, like, if Miami stayed relevant now, they stay okay. Not going to stay the best, but they stay okay. But Tua comes back, and Miami plays start to fall. What the conversation?
It's going to be on Tua.
Okay. Oh, I don't think Kittle got that second foot in. Let's see one real quick. It looked like
that foot's on. That foot's out. That second foot is out.
Complete.
Yeah, like that hit some white. That right foot.
He's too good. He's too good for that.
Man,
he got to make that play.
Man. Well, I'm winning anyway, so
that's your fantasy points.
Yeah, I don't really need those points. I already got the W. I'm just being greedy now.
Now you being Tom Brady. You just
I'm being greedy.
I would say I think that would hurt his value. I think that would be tough if you're Miami, because pre-injury you saw what was happening. So it's hard to throw that away with how violent of a concussion it was. I think his rope's going to be longer. Now, if he come back in 3 weeks, and I don't know, they're 3-1. So say they're 5-2, and then they end the season 7-10. Then they're gonna have a problem. But if they are 5-2 when they come back and they end the year 10-7, you probably got to franchise them, because I don't know if you want to pay them per se. But the long wait, Waddle's gonna be up, so money's gonna have to be spent here soon, and Tyreek's money gonna be hitting because you paid him. So I don't know. It's a small window when you're on that quarterback rookie deal.
Yeah, I don't envy Miami because this is a tough call that you have to make on a guy that hasn't been able to stay healthy.
But I think that's part of the evaluation. Is he can't stay healthy. We can't evaluate him. So eventually you gotta either poop or get off the pot.
There you go.
And so speaking of another quarterback who really let me down big. They jumped out big, 14-0 on them birds. And then Trevor Lawrence proceeded to fumble 4 times. And Jalen Hurts looking like an MVP candidate. A.J. Brown got cooking. And Miles Sanders started running. And the game ended. Eagles win. Jacksonville, they lost to Washington. They've lost to Philly. They've been competitive. They've had leads. And when do we start asking questions about Trevor Lawrence? He's got a bunch of talent at all the skill positions. They got 2 dynamic running backs. Got a number 1 receiver. What's going on with Jacksonville? What's the solution in Jacksonville, Dev?
The solution in Jacksonville is you're going to have to ride the wave out. You know what I mean?
You have a very winnable division this year. Let me add that.
Yeah. It's most definitely winnable, but you're just going to have to ride the wave out. We all expected this from Jacksonville. You got Trevor Lawrence this is like his second year. This is then he already went through one head coach last year who was all about fun, all about partying and getting lap dances from girls in the clubs and stuff like that, to a serious coach now. And he was like, look, this is the coach I'm trying to build, and so on and so on. It's just that Jacksonville, I think me and Kenny was touching on this a couple episodes ago, that Jacksonville is going to go through a lot of growing pains. They got a lot of young talent. It's going to take a year or 2 for that culture to actually get installed and everybody on that same page. So this Jacksonville, like, you're going to end up like the Detroit Lions of last year. You're going to be in a lot of games. You're going to be, and it is just that your growth and your maturity hasn't hit Jacksonville yet. So Jacksonville, just keep pounding, keep fighting. I don't say give up on Trevor Lawrence yet. Because number one, there's not a quarterback out here that can actually say that they can put you over the top over Trevor Lawrence right now, either in the draft or even in free agent right now. I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence fan, but he has potential, and I don't think he's going to be a bust. I just think that he's just going through some growing pains. Jacksonville is going to do some maturity, and it's just going to take a year or 2 for him to actually have the game slowed down for him at his pace and where he can control the game a little bit better. So I don't think if you Jacksonville, you should panic this year. Just keep fighting. Just go along with the wave.
Fair enough. I did want to just give some quote unquote breaking news. And I want to read the headline properly. Give me a second. My phone don't want to act right. I don't know why it's doing that. How you get your notifications? They go down, right? My notifications are all gone. All right. Well, the article was Jamal Murray scored his first points tonight. It's his first points in, I guess, 2 years. There was a certain number of days, but the notification has since disappeared. But just wanted to say shout out to him. Congratulations. He's finally back. I know he got cleared, I think, last season, but they said it was kind of a mental thing.
Give him some extra time. Yeah.
Give him some extra time. So Ben Simmons scored an assist from Kyrie Irving tonight. And Jamal Murray got his first points. So shout out to them.
And Porter Jr. is back too, right?
I'm going to say, is MPJ back yet?
Yeah, I think he's back too.
Is he? I did not.
Yeah, I think so.
But good. Glad to have all of them back.
So
he was
do Denver now become one of the scary teams in the West?
I think I had him as a scary. Yeah, Porter Jr. played tonight. He went 5 of 7 in 14 minutes, 12 points. Jamal Murray 4 of 7, 2 of 3 from 3. Kentavious Caldwell Pope on fire tonight at 1 of 8. 0 for 4 from downtown.
Boy, you got me when you was like, he's on fire 1 for 8. I was say, hold on. That don't sound like on fire. That sounds like he need to set his game on fire.
Yeah. We got some preseason basketball. I heard Paolo had a poster dunk tonight in Memphis. So I have to catch up on that since I only got the game on. Matt Stafford's awful. What is you doing? You're just missing guys.
We all going to get this one wrong. That's the way this is going.
And then the crazy thing is they only playing one safety high.
They just made Stafford uncomfortable this entire game. You can see that was the game plan, is to get pressure on him and make him throw off his back foot. That's what
he's had receivers open. He's just missing.
49ers has got something in their step today. They just a step ahead of the Rams.
Little pep in their step. No question.
Uh-oh.
He ain't get it.
Yeah, almost. Jimmy G just keep finding a way. Keep finding a way to do just enough. Give me one moment. All right. Okay. So just paint the picture real quick. 17-9. San Francisco is up. They just received the ball, have it about midfield. We did all pick the Rams. Who had the NFC? Who had the NFC West like this? I think we all picked the Rams because we just thought everybody else was so bad. Who knew that they would be one of the bad teams?
I don't think none of us believed in Jimmy G either.
I still don't, but
he finds a way to win. He finds a way to win. That's all you care about. Getting it done.
So speaking of finding a way to win, I do want to give a shout out to a New York team. Zach Wilson returned this week and had himself a comeback win against a team that,
I think Mike Tomlin is about to get his first losing season this year. The streak is over.
Wow.
It do not look.
That's the way it's looking.
They do not look good, and
the problem is the division. It's not. I don't think it's what any of us thought.
I think every division pretty much is almost kind of wide open a little bit because everybody
is live and well.
Because everybody that
what's the best division of football? Would you say
right now?
Yeah,
this season.
You know what the answer
is. I guess you would have to say.
Is it still the AFC West?
No,
because I got questions about the Chargers. So I don't.
I'm going with you're gonna have to go with y'all division right now.
By Las Vegas.
Thank you.
It's gonna have to go with y'all division. It's gonna have to be the NFC East right now because nobody expects Philly.
But we ain't that bad of a team.
Nobody expects Philly to be 4-0. Nobody most definitely. Nobody didn't expect Dallas to be 3-1 at the Dak left. Washington, they just a quarterback away, man. It just went. It's just he blowing games for Washington, so we don't even want to.
Man, it's point shaving.
Yeah, and then who? Oh, they going to fight on the sideline? Really?
You must be ahead of me. I haven't seen no fight.
On the Rams bench, they going at it.
Composure.
Who was it?
Frustration is setting in.
Whoever number 50 and number 58 is.
Oh yeah, you ahead of me. I see it. Oh, they was mad.
Yeah. But and then nobody really expect Danny Dimes and them to be no 3-1 either. So it is like that division right now is sitting on top.
It is what it is, man.
It is like everybody in that division.
But let's keep it a buck. Do we think this is sustainable?
No.
We're just talking honestly, about the fact as of right now.
Just for right now, so, the first quarter of the first month of the season, I think the NFC East had the surprising best division right now. I can say that.
Definitely the biggest surprise, that's for sure.
I got the Giants ahead of the Patriots.
That ain't saying much.
But you got two teams in the AFC East. If the Giants are the third best team at 3-1, they're better than that division. If you go in the AFC, we're talking Browns or Steelers. I mean, I think the Giants are comparable to either of them teams. You go out west, the Broncos or the Raiders.
The Raiders. That's surprising.
Question mark.
Both of them teams are surprising. They're surprising right now.
I mean, we talked about the NFC West. If I go to the NFC, the North, who's the third best team in there? The Lions.
Debo is just
the Giants just beat the Bears. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, and Washington's been competitive with some of those teams, some of the teams in our division. So I think that's just the way teams are playing. I don't care about the paper because Denver just lost their starting running back, so they ain't gonna get no better. But Melvin Gordon dropping the ball everywhere, and they can't throw the ball in. Like Debo out the door, out the gate.
Another fight ready to break out in the middle of the field on the 20-yard line.
3rd and 13, and you give up a swing pass for 35
Jalen Ramsey is in his feelings. Y'all gotta hurry up and catch up.
This is what happens when your primetime corner don't follow.
But he was getting.
Yeah, I was about to say they moved Debo all over the field though. Once you just just follow him all over the field and then slide the end outside. They ain't even running back. They put him at running back. They put Debo everywhere.
Man, the one thing I don't like about Jalen Ramsey is that he is a sore loser. That's the only thing I don't like about y'all.
Quiet as kept. Aaron Donald's been really quiet tonight.
I think this is I just seen his second tackle just happen in the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
But I feel like when I watch Aaron Donald, I never really see a bunch of plays. He'll make one or two. He'll get his sack occasionally, but they put so many people on him, it's hard to watch him. Speaking of, there he goes. Playing a black back. But so he'll give you this play, but it's rare. He got grass on the back of his jersey. They ain't put him on his back. It's because it's like four people that be blocking him half the time.
He's been triple team.
I'm just So, and that's part of it too. Is that of course he's going to draw a lot of attention on every play. He's going to have to deal with single and he's going to deal with double teams pretty much every snap. It's rarely he's going to have a one-on-one matchup, and we just saw when he had a one-on-one matchup what happened.
It's unfair, a mismatch. Oh, that could have been bad. Miscommunication in San Francisco. But yeah, we had kind of started talking about some of the NBA in the preseason. But I did want to, before we get there,
Kittle just blew up. He just blew somebody up on his wide receiver screen.
They threw another screen. We got it coming. But we were talking about Aaron Donald as well. And I think it's time for us to revisit. I know we talked about the top 100 had Brady and I think Donald were at the top. And those don't really look like accurate right now. Another screen, who's this? Ayuk. Enough. Got him in field goal range. Don't get no dumb penalty, Ramsey.
All right. Jimmy G just managed the game. Defense will get him home.
He missed it. He missed
that's
it.
a legal hands to the face, though. He did pull his face mask.
He missed it.
He got off a block there, made a tackle, but then he held on extra long. Don't do all that. Oh, hell yeah, and he got his face grabbed. So good job. But don't act all big and bad now.
He missed.
Told you. He Ray Finkled it.
Hey, the Rams are still alive here.
When
he Finkled it.
Man, that joint had a little wiggle to it there. Wiggle right on outside that pylon or goalpost. How y'all ahead of me? Need to get back in the game here. But anyway.
Hey, man, you was ahead of us on Thursday.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on, but it's not important. So defensively, we talked about Ramsey. We've talked about Donald. If you guys had to pick, who you guys taking as the top 3 defensive players that you guys like right now? I'll start with you, Dev.
Defensive players. For my corner, I want to take All-Pro Marlon Humphrey. I believe that.
Y'all secondary be getting toasted.
Other than him, I believe that he's one of the consistent players that we have on our defense. Now he get burnt. He do get toasted a couple times throughout the season because he also do that Jalen Ramsey stuff.
A lot.
He be gambling a lot sometimes. I'll be like, yo, why is you looking in the backfield? Yo, you supposed to be running with your. But at times, Marlon Humphrey can make plays. He forces a lot of fumbles, and I like his aggressive style that he played week in and week out. So Marlon Humphrey is like one of my favorite football players. Period. You know, not just besides he's a Raven and all that, but I just like his style of play. Defensive tackle. I like what's the dude from Tampa Bay? Vita. Yeah, Vita. Yeah, I like him on that defensive line. He is a monster, man. You cannot single block him. I think he's behind Aaron Donald. He's probably one of the top defensive linemen that people need to start paying attention to. Because that guy he's unblockable. And they start to drop him back in coverage too. So that's a little scary that you can drop a defensive lineman into coverage. Safety wise, I used to like the Honey Badger. But I think he's starting to take he lost a couple steps in the last couple of years. I think that's the reason why the Chiefs kind of passed up on him. So I really don't have a safety on the outside. On the defensive side. Like I really don't have like a safety that can really stick out to me. Linebacker wise, I like Tampa Bay linebackers. I like both of their inside linebackers, White and David. I think those two one of the those two are the most standout middle linebackers that's in this game right now. They can blitz, they got speed, they can run sideline to sideline, they can keep up with most tight ends in the league. So on the defensive side, those are the guys that I kind of like throughout the whole league.
Okay, this is a pretty good list. Kenny, who you got?
I mean, the fact that this list doesn't have Micah Parsons on it is, I'm not understanding right now. This guy is a menace. Like he literally is making plays all over the field, whether it's on the pass rush, whether it's chasing down guys on the backside or running plays, whether it's making plays in coverage. Like this guy, man, I don't know if we've seen this type of versatility and ability and just God gifted, man. To me, like him, Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Like I'm a guy that likes disruptors. I like guys that's going to.
Oh, Matt Stafford with the pick 6 to close the game.
Hold up, how you jump in front of us?
Right, that's what I'm trying to figure. I just saw Cooper Kupp just make a catch.
Me too. Matt Stafford with the pick 6 to end the game.
I restarted my app. I said, these jokers then caught me and passed me somehow. I had to get a refresh. I don't know what was going on.
Really, you got to refresh. Man.
Game is over. Game is over.
Matt Stafford does.
Well, we'll definitely see a rant from my guy Jonathan coming at some point tonight. Anybody that's an ASAP fan, stay tuned. I'm sure we're gonna see Jonathan Mathis
some of these
with a serious Matthew Stafford rant.
Oh, how you jump a wide receiver screen?
He never saw him.
But normally DBs don't really jump those. Boy, he had to be. He was
the second guy. The first guy, the lineman had to pick him up. He just beat the lineman to the spot and read the play.
Ooh wee.
Yes,
dang, Stafford.
Yeah, so those are my 3 guys, though.
And who? I heard Parsons. And who's the other 2?
Parsons, Aaron Donald, and Joey Bosa.
Yeah, the Bosa brothers.
So I'm going to go Micah. Still my guy. Is my guy. I'm gonna go. Who do I want to go? So hard.
So is Micah your top pass rusher now?
Yeah, I think when used right,
he might be the top overall defensive player. Like this guy could make plays from anywhere.
I'm gonna start paying him a little bit more attention. I'm gonna have to look at his body of work a little bit more.
Yeah, you gotta.
If they put him on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think sometimes we get a little too cute and try to, use his versatility almost to. And I think part of it is because our linebackers, I'm done with Van Der Esch. He can go. I'm glad they did not sign him to an extension because he shows up every.
He's still on your team.
Yeah, he's on his last year of his deal. They didn't extend him, so he's another one that's out of here after this year, as far as I'm concerned.
Ooh, boy, I thought injuries might have caught him because every time
he just makes plays every other week.
Boy, it sounds like Van Der Esch was on that team for years. Boy, golly.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah,
done with him.
But where you said Mika.
Yeah, I got Micah. Put some respect on my man name. Called Mika. Like yes,
update about what the dude from Steelers, Mika Fitzpatrick.
Oh, Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. So that's funny you mentioned him. So I was trying to choose between him and Jordan Poyer, but I'm gonna go Minka. He just make impact plays. It just whenever I see him, he ain't Troy, but he make a lot of plays in that second game.
But he's one hell of a backup for Troy though. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He just seemed to pop up at just the right time. So I'm gonna go Deron Payne as well. I think he's underrated. He's really good. You call it what you want, but it is what it is.
Man. We all put our guys in our list. I ain't mad.
I was going to say we all did that.
We all did it. It's all good.
Yes, indeed. So we had an interesting situation come up, and I'm really curious to know your thoughts because I'm actually pretty interested. Roquan, I like Roquan a lot.
That's a good one. Fletcher Cox, I think he's getting a little long in the tooth.
Rashawn Gary's another one. He's coming. He keep popping up in Green Bay. But
I like Preston Smith in Green Bay too.
Yeah. Green Bay has good defense.
Do you guys remember who won the national title game last year?
Anybody? As far as college basketball?
Football. Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. So Georgia was number 1 naturally to start the year. Yeah. Georgia's currently undefeated. But they had a little bit of a what you call a little hiccup.
Dodged the bullet.
But they won the game. Alabama came out hot, but almost blew it by the halftime. Arkansas came back, and then they put them away in the second half.
And then the quarterback didn't. What's his name get hurt? The quarterback.
Bryce Young did get hurt.
Bryce Young, yeah.
And even with that, somehow Alabama has jumped Georgia to become the number 1 ranked team in the nation. So my question is, how does that happen? And do we think some shady business is involved? Dev.
Most definitely some shady business. It is most definitely. It ain't no question about it, because you just say it and stated some facts. You know what I mean? Like Georgia, they escaped. They won. They start the season off number 1. They ain't lose, and I'm not understanding how do you get bumped down. You know what I mean? And
for winning, and the team that passed you lost their starting quarterback.
Right. That's the part I'm not understanding. See, that's why I don't understand college ranks. I don't understand.
And the last time we played, we beat y'all.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand the college rankings. The college rankings is all messed up. I just think that Alabama has to be number 1 for college football to keep its ratings for some strange reason. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of Roll Tide, even though I'm a Hurricane fan, and we ain't been good since Ken Dorsey and them. So I ain't even not to bring them about, but Georgia Bulldogs, I believe they are the most complete team in college football, number 1. I think they are the most aggressive team in college football. I think they're the most scariest team in college football. And I'm not a big fan of Nick Saban no more. Ever since he did that little rant he did over this when he didn't get that number 1 recruit, I kind of lost some points to Nick Saban. So I just think Georgia should be number 1. I'm not understanding why Alabama or how Alabama became number 1.
Kenny, you're a coach. You're a smart man. Can you explain to us how this?
Tell you right off the rip. Nope. Dev covered it all. There's not much I could add to it. It's just you can't lose. It just doesn't make any sense to not be number 1 when you haven't lost a game. The only thing I could think of is that they, won it was a better match. Arkansas would be considered a better team out of the 2. They had the tougher matchup out of the 2, but that's about it. But a win is a win. Like, we're not getting power points, or you know what I'm saying. We're not getting style points just off a base of, number of defeat or ranking, ranked opponents and all that other stuff. But to be honest with you, I don't really get into it right now. Like, I'm not really concerned about it right now. As it gets further down, and we get more, we get to the holidays, and we get to where they really start releasing these the 4, the top 4, whatever, the BCS polls, whatever you call that thing, to determine the playoffs. That's when I'll start getting to it. Like, right now, I'm not as concerned, but it definitely doesn't make any sense. That's for sure.
I'm obviously right in line with y'all. Kind of phrase the question a certain way. Like, I have no idea how.
Man, Joey Bosa come off that edge hard, boy.
Man, he is
eating this guy up.
This offensive line is going to have nightmares of Bosa tonight.
That film room is going to be a rough meeting.
They're going to have to chip Bosa.
They should have been chipping him.
Right.
I'm talking about next game. I ain't talking about this game. This game is wrapped. This is over.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, but something has to be done here.
Just make it out alive. That's it.
I mean, well, we don't want anyone to die, so yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, I'm really confused. I don't know how they even got that off, but the NCAA does. The NCAA does. So I guess it will play itself out at some point. So I don't think there's no concern, but it was just very interesting.
Somebody gonna cry about it. It's like Kenny said. Somebody gonna cry about it soon. Georgia ain't just gonna let that go down like that. It's gonna come down in an article or something in that nature that NCAA messed this ranking up. You know, NCAA always messing something up. They always late to a party or messing something up.
And Matt Stafford finds Cooper Kupp for a conversion.
That's how it goes.
So here we go for the fantasy people. Might get a late touchdown here for the gambling. This obviously, I'm sure. I don't know what the spread is, but I don't think the Rams are going to cover it at this standpoint. But I think San Fran was favored to come into the game when I was looking at the spreads. So there is that. But before we get up out of here, I did want to touch on a basketball topic since you guys are big fans of this guy in Phoenix.
Oh God, here you go.
That's it. It's been a nice show, guys. We'll be back on Thursday.
We see y'all later. Remember Thursday football is on Prime.
That's right. Make sure you got your subscription.
I just got one question. Just one.
Do we got an answer?
Tried to throw another pick six. Goodness gracious. Did you guys see Tyler Hero get paid? Did anybody see that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. You got paid?
$130.
$130.
Oof. They're gonna trade him.
You think so? They gave him all the money to trade him?
Nah, they ain't gonna trade him. They ain't gonna trade him. Remember, Tyler Hero said he wanted to be a starter. He wanted to be in the same conversation. He wanted to be in the same conversation as Luka and
He did.
I think
but
he
I don't
said
know if this guy. I don't think that this guarantees him being a starter. I just guarantees him getting paid. He coaches. He culture. You're gonna have to fall in line to whatever they decide they're gonna do.
And your best values coming off the bench, finishing the game, maybe. But my question is, he's not a starter. He got $130 million. You know who got $133 million?
Goodbye, yo.
Yeah, it's been nice, guys. Always good. Make sure y'all come back on Thursday. God, man.
Oh, yeah.
Never misses a chance.
I just thought it was interesting. I just thought it was very interesting that they got basically the same amount of money.
So how many years did Tyler Hero get?
4 years. They both got 4-year, $130 million deals, basically. Like Miami, Florida doesn't have state income tax, so Hero might actually be making more money. I don't know if Arizona has that or not. Jay Ness will have to confirm that. But I just thought it was.
I can just say for Ayton, whoever his agent is, I think you need to call your agent again, buddy. You can't let a guy that's not a starter
or
get paid more than you.
Or maybe your agent should call the coach and y'all could talk since you don't want to talk to your coach.
The coach didn't want to talk to him.
Well, maybe the agent calls, it'll change something. That's a disaster. You ain't talking a week before the preseason start. Have mercy.
That's part of the reason why Jay Crowder wanted out of there, then, because you see Jay Crowder don't want to go back to Phoenix.
You don't want to play with that bum.
Right,
They got You got the old bum in the middle, got an aging bum at point guard. Like,
roll credits.
I'm trying to win a chip, and you got me out here.
So I guess you're gonna say Devin Booker is a rising star bum, huh?
See,
Devin's my man.
Oh my gosh,
Devin's my man. The rest of them,
you gotta ask Ray with these questions, boy, because Ray he be trying to slide these little distances. Oh, is that a fumble?
Matthew Stafford is gonna need an ice bath and a half after this game. They call that a fumble?
I don't know. That I thought that was a fumble. I thought the ball came loose before his hand came forward.
I glanced at it, but I thought he was throwing the ball. Let's see.
Nah, I think that came out early.
Oh, no, it did. It actually hit. Eubanks is the one that knocked it forward. Ironically enough, that is a fumble. Dang, the ball is just dropping out of Stafford's hand at this point.
Dang, the ball don't even want to be in Stafford's hand. And when they say, "Look, you ain't throwing it right. We're gonna have a glitch in the game. We're gonna let our defensive lineman throw the pass for you."
Oh, but was there a clear recovery? Let's see. I don't know. They didn't cut away from it. Was there a clear recovery? They say first and 10.
Yeah, I think San Francisco got that because the Rams started playing.
Coaching.
Well, they been stopped playing since the first half. So
yeah, that's Ron Rivera for you. I kind of just
dang. How did Ron Rivera get in this?
Just missing attention to detail, the small things.
Oh, I'm gonna say, dang, how Coach Ron get in this?
Yeah. Well, fellas, it's been a show. We got basketball back. We got Thursday Night Football coming up on Prime. We got a potential rant coming here on ASAP.
Stay tuned.
If you want to hear that,
everybody.
Stay tuned.
We on YouTube, Roku TV, all that. He's gonna be on all of that.
Somebody push the button. But it's been a pleasure. Tough week for some of us. Some of us just aren't good. Some of us keep collapsing.
Some of us.
Some of us had much better weeks. Some of us good weeks might be pretty short-lived when you start playing better teams. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And go from there.
Shade from the loser.
I see the sun did not come out.
Shade from the loser.
Makes one to know one. That's all I'm saying.
Haters gonna hate.
Oh, I had this stat. Oh, I put the stat in the group chat. I meant to put it up in our segment. The Washington Commanders and Dallas Cowboys have had 0 Super Bowl appearances since 1996, which is just crazy.
All right. Sippy cup. Good night.
Have a good one, everyone.
I forgot all about that name.
Thursday, and I will update everybody's record because we all lost tonight. Thanks to Matthew.
We sure did. I'm back to 500.
Stafford.
Back to 500.
I knew better than pick this sorry piece of. No, I'm just kidding. I like Stafford. This is just not a good game, and that wave of
that man in the Pro Bowl over Kyler Murray, boy.
And he should have been, and he should be this year. Don't forget. Please do not. I avoided talking about bums like that. And you're gonna tell him
let me stop. I don't want to get him. Now let me get him rolling.
Don't get him rolling.
Oh
yeah. But do we know off the top of the head? Anybody know what the Thursday game is? Anybody know?
It's Denver and Indianapolis, I believe.
Yeah, Denver and the Broncos and the Colts.
Golly.
Yeah, it's a rough
Amazon. They ain't pay for that one. They that one.
That was the buy two get one game free. That was the buy two get one game free, and that was the free
BOGO.
Yeah, take this one after the one we gave y'all last week.
They got that one on clearance.
Those subscriber numbers ain't gonna really pop this week like they pop.
They go be like, yeah, you know what? This was like a holiday weekend or something, so we ain't gonna get the good numbers.
There you go.
But quiet as it's kept, it might be a competitive game because both teams is kind of blah.
And you need
both teams are doo-doo.
Oh man. Go get Melvin Gordon in your fantasy leagues. I don't know how many points he's gonna put up, but he should be getting the most of the carries now. It won't be
as long as you don't lose much for fumbles, you'll be fine.
And real quick, I just put it up. So Dev going into next week versus the Rams. I'm sorry, not Dev. Kenny, how you feeling? Got the Rams coming in.
It's all gravy, right? It's all gravy now. So, but what I'm not. I expect the Rams to bounce back and actually win the game. To be honest with you.
So, given what we saw tonight, can y'all please play Michael Parsons at defensive end 85 to 90% of the time?
Yeah, especially after tonight. He's definitely going to be coming off that edge.
Like, I don't understand. I'm sure he's a talented linebacker and he runs fast and he can outrun running backs, but he can also run towards the quarterback. I just don't understand it, but maybe that's why I'm not.
You know, you got to do a little change up. You got to, bring him in from different angles and don't worry, we got this. We're good over here.
Okay.
We're good over here.
All right,
we're good over here.
RELAX.
Relax.
Well, he said when you got the RUSH, that's your QB.
Matthew Stafford 4 touchdowns, 6 picks this year. Yeah, but 70% completion percentage. Like,
well, you don't miss completing more passes to the other team. If that helps your completion percentage.
His touchdown interception ratio is doo-doo.
Dig Stephon. He still go up a lot of yards, but we'll see. He's gonna get paid. He deserves to get paid. I will say that. But y'all have a good one. It's been a pleasure. Until we meet again, stay safe and stay blessed.
All sports, all plays.